Hello, Namaste. I am Mahima. I am a fashion model, a creator, and the voice behind the Creator CEO. I am on a mission to build a conscious creator economy rooted in Dharma, where all content creators or the new age content creators will learn to build their own personal brands through timeless Indian wisdom and lead with purpose, power, and presence. You say you want your rich girl era or the rich man's world, but I see you. You are still settling for the most average version of yourself. Do you not feel the urgency to win? I am sure you do. I know I wanted to, and I still do. Well, in this video, I am sharing a part of my journey that led me to the first step of stepping into my rich girl era, also known as the Creator CEO timeline. Ever since I was a little girl, I had no intention of living a normal, regular, or boring life. I wanted power to my name. I always knew one day I would create something big, something meaningful, and help creatives who were walking on a similar path. But dreams that big comes with their own struggle. I had to fight with my procrastination, overthinking, my perfectionism. I had to step out of my comfort zone. I had to learn to reject the bare minimum, oversharing, overgiving. Most importantly, I had to learn to let go of control. Being a Capricorn woman, this is a part of my personality, and most importantly, to believe in my own power. Okay, if I could go back in time, I would tell my younger self to keep going, to keep learning, to keep fighting those battles. Because everything that you're going through will eventually lead to something bigger. One day you will realize what you're looking for is not outside of you, but it's within you. That means you are the real blueprint. So pour that love, energy, and focus back into yourself. You don't need to constantly chase strategies or validation outside of you because the most valuable source already exists within you. Once you understand who you are, what you stand for, and how you naturally express yourself, your path becomes clearer. And as a creator, your content, your brand becomes authentic. Remember, you are not here to compete for attention. You are here to lead through your own identity. When you realize you are the source and you are the prize, you stop chasing and you start creating from the space of self-alignment, from a place of dharma. Today, I am still on that journey. I am still learning. I am still building. And sometimes I can stuck being on a perfectionist. I get frustrated when things don't go my way. And when I get triggered, I am not always my best self. One thing has surely changed. I no longer chase validation outside of me. Instead, I am focused on building a life and a brand that feels deeply aligned with who I am. I am committed to becoming a conscious leader, and that realization has become the foundation of everything that I am creating today as the Creator CEO. Because yes, you are the real blueprint. Like I said earlier, the bigger the goals or the bigger the realization, the greater the process that follows. Becoming your own blueprint isn't about ego or main character energy alone. It requires balance, discipline, and the willingness to refine yourself every single day. Definitely, growth asks you to confront your patterns, your habits, your fears that keep you playing small. It is not always comfortable, and it certainly is not easy. but is necessary if you truly want to evolve into the person who is capable of leading their own life and the brand that they are building. So, if you are someone who feels that same urgency to rise, to build something meaningful, and to stop settling for the most average version of yourself, right next, I am going to share a few principles help me move forward on this path and might help you to start becoming the blueprint of your own life. The nature of our existence, that means our own life, contains its own blueprint, and it teaches us to discover our own powers. But what it never teaches you is to imitate someone else's path. The Bhagavad Gita reminds us that each individual has a unique role, a unique energy, and a unique contribution to the world. And your responsibility is to refine yourself enough to express your highest potential. Principle number 1, swadharma, to follow your own path. Swadharma means swa, self, dharma, your duty, your purpose. Practical insight for creators, or what it means for creators, that your content, your brand, and your voice, they must come from your natural inclination and not from copying others. The Gita teaches us that it is better to live in our own imperfect path than to perfectly imitate someone else's. If you constantly imitate other, you weaken your own creative power. But when you follow swadharma, your work becomes authentic and magnetic. Principle number 2, karma yoga. To focus on your karma, your work, but not the outcome, which means the yoga of action, karma yoga. The Gita teaches us to do your work with excellence, but do not become attached to the results. For all the creators out there, this is huge, because I have seen, and being a creator myself, most of the creators, they suffer because they obsess over validation, algorithm, likes, views. But karma yoga teaches you to focus on consistent actions, consistency over validation. Principle number 3, Abhyasa. That means discipline through practice, repeated efforts, or dedicated practice. The Gita explains that mastery comes through consistent practice over time. Not motivation, not inspiration, just practice. Now, for creators and all my creatives, this means to show up even when inspiration is low. This is what I am still practicing and learning, to put my craft over my emotions. Because sometimes when you are feeling low, you are not in a mood, perhaps being lazy and overthinking in your mind, just thinking whether your craft or what you're creating is not perfect enough. But that is all just an illusion, not real. Your practice is what makes you perfect. Your practice is what overcomes all your fears. Remember, your blueprint becomes clearer with action, not overthinking. The work, which is done with utmost dedication and continuous practice, it becomes a form of sadhana, meditation. Principle number 4, Vairagya, detachment from ego, which means letting go of ego-driven attachments. The Gita warns that ego can distort your path. Most of the creators today struggle with hidden jealousy, comparison, insecurities, and validation. But Vairagya reminds us to detach from all this illusion, to detach from comparison, and to return to your inner alignment. When your identity is stable, outside noise loses its power. This is how you protect your own blueprint. Principle number 5, the steady mind, which means a person whose wisdom remains steady, regardless of success or failure. Now, this is huge right here. Pay attention. The Gita describes a wise person as someone who stays balanced in both victory and defeat. For creators, this is essential because some days your videos will perform well, some days the videos might not perform well, or some days your audience will love you, and some days nobody watches your videos or nothing works. If in that moment your mindset fluctuates with results, you lose direction. But if your mind remains steady, your long-term vision wins. These teachings reminds us of something timeless. To follow your swadharma, to stay focused on your own path, to stay committed to your karma, practice with discipline and detach from ego, and to keep your mind steady through every phase of the journey. When you practice these 5 principles, you're not just building a brand or not just creating a content, you are becoming the person capable of leading it. Discovering your own path is one thing, but learning how to build your identity and your brand around it is another. Now, in the next video, I'm going to talk about how creators can build their own personal brands through the lens of Dharma. And this shift will define the next wave of creators in 2026. I know this video will reach out to all my new age content creators who are on the similar path and the people who are ready to build their own brands rooted in Dharma. Well, let's build our community stronger and connect with me on Instagram, on my YouTube channel. All details are mentioned in the description below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon so you do not miss what is coming next. I will see you all in my next video. This is just the beginning.